The 2026 Ford F-150 should be looked at less as a dramatic reinvention and more as a systems-level optimization of the most studied, stress-tested, and iterated pickup platform in North America. Ford isn't swinging for shock value or chasing viral headlines with this generation. Instead, it's doing something far more interesting from an engineering standpoint, refining an already dominant formula by tightening tolerances, improving the conversation between hardware and software, and expanding flexibility across powertrains, use cases, and ownership profiles. For car geeks, this truck matters not because it breaks away from the F-150 lineage, but because it demonstrates how far a mature platform can evolve when decisions are driven by data, durability targets, and real-world usage rather than surface-level novelty. Powertrain strategy is where the 2026 F-150 makes its intentions crystal clear. Ford continues to resist the industry temptation to force a single future solution, instead doubling down on a multi-path approach that acknowledges how diverse truck use really is. Internal combustion engines remain part of the lineup, but they're more refined than before, with incremental efficiency gains achieved through improved combustion management, upgraded cooling pathways, and revised ECU logic that smooths torque delivery across the rev range. These aren't changes designed to look impressive on spec sheets. They're designed to feel better under load, during towing, and in stop-and-go driving, where trucks actually spend most of their time. The PowerBoost hybrid system continues to stand out as one of the most technically compelling drivetrains in the segment, not because it chases extreme fuel economy numbers, but because of how it delivers torque exactly where truck owners need it. Low-end torque remains a defining advantage, especially when towing or hauling, and the hybrid integration feels more seamless in 2026 thanks to improved power blending between the engine and electric motor. The system feels less like two power sources stitched together and more like a single, cohesive drivetrain that adapts fluidly to driver input and load demands. On the electric front, the updated F-150 Lightning variants show a clear shift in priorities. Instead of leaning heavily into acceleration figures and marketing-friendly performance claims, Ford has focused on the harder problems that matter to real users: range under load, thermal stability during towing, and consistent power delivery over long distances. Battery cooling has been improved, power management strategies are more conservative but more reliable, and the truck feels better prepared for sustained work rather than short bursts of impressive numbers. ProPower Onboard continues to be one of the Lightning's most compelling features, and from an engineering perspective, it's worth appreciating how cleanly Ford has integrated a high-capacity inverter into the truck's electrical architecture. This isn't a bolt-on feature, it's a foundational capability that turns the F-150 into a mobile energy platform. From a chassis and dynamics perspective, the 2026 F-150 doesn't aim to feel aggressive or oversprung. It aims to feel controlled. Suspension revisions focus on maintaining composure across varying payloads rather than optimizing for a single condition. Rebound control is noticeably improved, helping the truck settle more quickly after bumps, especially when loaded. Steering tuning feels more deliberate, with better on-center feel and reduced vagueness at highway speeds. Torque management through updated traction and stability control logic prioritizes consistency and predictability, particularly on loose or uneven surfaces, which is exactly what you want from a work-focused platform. Terrain management modes also feel more meaningful this time around. Rather than acting as superficial presets, they function as genuinely calibrated drive profiles that alter throttle sensitivity, transmission behavior, traction thresholds, and steering response in ways that are easy to feel behind the wheel. For enthusiasts who actually use their trucks off-road on job sites or in adverse weather, this refinement makes the F-150 feel more capable without demanding specialized knowledge from the driver. Towing remains sacred territory for the F-150, and the 2026 model approaches it with more intelligence than bravado. Ford continues to move towing technology away from being purely mechanical and into the realm of sensor-driven systems. The truck uses a combination of cameras, load sensors, steering data, and braking inputs to actively monitor and manage trailer behavior in real time. This isn't about flashy visuals, it's about reducing sway. improving braking confidence and lowering driver fatigue on long hauls. The ability to save trailer profiles and have the truck automatically adjust its behavior depending on what's attached is a subtle but powerful feature that reflects a deep understanding of how often truck owners switch between trailers with very different characteristics. Inside the cabin, the 2026 F-150 fully commits to the idea of the truck as an operational workspace. Material choices still prioritize durability, but fit and finish are noticeably tighter, and noise insulation improvements make long highway drives less fatiguing. Seat design focuses on long-term comfort rather than showroom appeal, with geometry that supports posture during extended driving sessions. The fold-flat work surfaces, modular storage solutions, and thoughtfully placed controls aren't lifestyle branding exercises, they're functional responses to how contractors, fleet drivers, and mobile professionals actually live in their trucks. From a design-for-use standpoint, the interior feels purpose-built rather than overstyled. Infotainment and vehicle software are where the 2026 F-150 starts to feel like a modern platform rather than a static product. SYNC 2.0 delivers faster response times, clearer interface logic, and deeper integration with both consumer devices and enterprise systems. Over-the-air updates now reach far beyond infotainment tweaks, extending into powertrain calibration, driver assistance behavior, and system optimization. This effectively transforms the truck into a rolling software platform that can improve over time, rather than a fixed configuration locked in at purchase. For fleet operators and power users, expanded telematics and diagnostics capabilities enable predictive maintenance, usage tracking, and cost optimization without relying on aftermarket solutions. Driver assistance systems follow a restrained but effective philosophy. Ford Copilot 3603.0 avoids overpromising autonomy and instead focuses on real-world risk reduction. Trailer-aware blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control with predictive speed adjustment, and emergency steering assist are designed to intervene only when necessary, reducing false positives and maintaining driver confidence. For enthusiasts who are often skeptical of driver aids, the key improvement here is how unobtrusive these systems feel. They support rather than distract, which makes them easier to trust and more likely to be left on. Efficiency gains across the 2026 F-150 lineup come from accumulation rather than any single breakthrough. Aerodynamic refinements subtly reduce drag without altering the truck's recognizable proportions. Powertrain tuning emphasizes real-world fuel usage rather than idealized test cycles. Regenerative braking in hybrid and electric variants is calibrated for smoother transitions, improving drivability rather than maximizing recovery at the expense of feel. Sustainability initiatives also show up in material sourcing and manufacturing processes, which may not excite every enthusiast but do matter when considering long-term durability, resale value, and platform longevity. What ultimately makes the 2026 Ford F-150 compelling from a car geek perspective is how cohesively everything works together. This isn't a truck built around one standout feature or headline number. It's a platform optimized as a complete system where mechanical components, electronics, software, and user experience are designed to complement rather than compete with one another. Achieving that level of integration at this scale, in a segment as demanding as full-size pickups, is no small feat. In a market crowded with exaggerated claims and surface-level innovation, the 2026 F-150 takes a disciplined, engineering-first approach. It improves where improvement actually matters, refines strengths that already work, and uses technology to solve real problems instead of creating new ones. For enthusiasts who care about how vehicles function in the real world, not just how they're marketed, this truck represents a mature, thoughtful evolution of America's most scrutinized pickup. The 2026 Ford F-150 isn't trying to shock the segment. It's trying to out-engineer it. And for those who value intelligent design, scalable platforms, and performance that holds up under real conditions, this truck signals exactly where modern pickups are headed. If deep technical breakdowns, honest analysis, and no-nonsense automotive insight are what keep you engaged, stay connected, because trucks like this prove the future isn't about hype. It's about how intelligently everything comes together.